The Panama Canal mystery, a hidden threat beneath the waterway? For over a century, the Panama Canal has been the lifeline of global trade, a strategic artery connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. But now, something has changed. Something so unthinkable that it has sent shockwaves across the world. Reports have emerged that the canal is facing an unprecedented crisis. Not just a political power play, not just an engineering failure, something far deeper is at work. And now, even Elon Musk is weighing in. A hidden fault line beneath the canal? It started as an ordinary day at the canal. Ships lined up, commerce flowed, and the world moved as usual. Then came the first warning, subtle tremors beneath the locks. Engineers shrugged it off, a mechanical glitch perhaps. But as hours passed, those tremors grew stronger. Then a shocking discovery, deep cracks forming along the canal's foundation. Not just wear and tear, but something much worse. These fractures seem to align perfectly with a previously undiscovered fault line running beneath the canal. If this fault line activates, the consequences would be catastrophic. A major shift could cripple the entire canal, sending trade routes into chaos. Cargo ships would be forced to take the treacherous, weeks-long journey around Cape Horn, driving up costs and causing massive supply chain disruptions. Governments around the world scrambled for answers. But what happened next took this crisis to an entirely new level of mystery. Ancient structures beneath the water? As emergency teams scanned the canal's depths using high-tech sonar, they stumbled upon something no one expected: buried structures beneath the water. At first, they assumed it was just geological formations. But as the images came into focus, the truth became undeniable. Stone pathways leading nowhere, foundations of ancient buildings, lost to time, and a sophisticated water management system, possibly older than recorded history. Could it be that long before the modern canal, an unknown civilization attempted something similar? If so, who were they? And why was their work abandoned? Elon Musk, known for his bold statements, cryptically tweeted, "Ancient civilizations knew more than we think. History repeats itself in ways we can't imagine." Was he hinting at a cover-up? Had these ruins been known all along? And if so, why had they been kept secret? A new geopolitical battleground. As experts raced to uncover the truth, another twist emerged. The fault line wasn't the only thing lurking beneath the canal. Geologists discovered something that made world leaders take notice: deposits of lithium and cobalt, two of the most valuable minerals on Earth. These elements are critical for batteries, electric vehicles, and modern technology. Suddenly, the crisis wasn't just about engineering or history. It had become a global power struggle. China and the US, two of the world's biggest rivals, immediately turned their attention to Panama. Who would control these rare resources? Who would dominate the future of global trade and technology? Environmentalists warned that mining these minerals could devastate the canal's delicate ecosystem. Could the search for profits and power risk one of the world's most important waterways? Meanwhile, the cracks in the canal were getting worse. The rainy season loomed, threatening to turn this into a full-scale disaster. The future of the canal and the world. The Panama Canal has always been more than just a passageway. It's a chessboard where nations, corporations, and history itself collide. Now, the world is watching. Will engineers manage to save the canal before the fault line shifts? Will we uncover the full truth about the buried civilization beneath the waters? And most importantly, who will come out on top in this new era of global competition? The answers may change the course of history. The battle for the Panama Canal, a struggle beyond trade. The fight to keep the Panama Canal accessible is not just about trade, it's about power. As the economies of Central and South America surge, the canal remains a linchpin in the global supply chain. If it falters, the ripple effects will be felt across the world. But the struggle to maintain this vital waterway isn't merely about economics. It's a geopolitical chess game where the United States seeks to preserve its influence while countering the growing presence of China, which has been steadily increasing its investments in Latin America. Control of the canal isn't just about managing a waterway, it's about holding a strategic key to global dominance. The looming crisis: water and climate change. Elon Musk recently highlighted a serious challenge that threatens the canal's survival: water scarcity. Each time a ship moves through the canal's locks, millions of gallons of fresh water are drained into the ocean. This relentless depletion is placing enormous pressure on vital reservoirs like Gatun and Alajuela lakes, which sustain local communities, wildlife, and the canal itself. Climate change, deforestation, and increasing water demand are only compounding the problem. Scientists warn that prolonged dry seasons and erratic rainfall could soon push these lakes to a tipping point, leaving the canal without the water it needs to operate. The consequences of a canal failure are dire. Beyond trade disruptions, the region's biodiversity and the livelihoods of countless people depend on these fragile water systems. Every attempt to repair the infrastructure risks upsetting an already delicate balance, transforming what was once seen as an engineering marvel into an unfolding ecological disaster. Searching for solutions: engineering versus environment. Engineers are racing against time to find alternatives, exploring methods like recycling lock water or adopting saltwater-based systems akin to the Suez Canal. Others advocate for large-scale reforestation and improved watershed management to restore the natural water cycle. Yet environmentalists caution against focusing solely on keeping the canal operational. Without addressing the underlying ecological damage, any fix will only be temporary, and future disasters will be even harder to prevent. A deeper mystery: strange phenomena in the waters. But water scarcity isn't the only concern. Local fishermen have reported unsettling occurrences: sudden whirlpools appearing out of nowhere, disrupting their work, and eerie low-frequency sounds emanating from beneath the water. Some researchers believe a fault line beneath the canal could be causing small seismic events, potentially endangering the already fragile infrastructure. If true, repairing the canal's walls and maintaining safe passage could become significantly more challenging. While local communities whisper about supernatural forces beneath the isthmus, scientists view these anomalies as urgent warnings that demand immediate investigation. The unthinkable: a global trade nightmare. With over 12,000 ships passing through each year, the Panama Canal is an economic artery for international trade. Even a brief shutdown could cost the global economy billions. Imagine if ships were forced to detour around Cape Horn, adding weeks to their journeys and dramatically increasing fuel costs. The consequences would ripple through industries reliant on just-in-time deliveries: electronics, automobiles, consumer goods, all facing severe shortages and skyrocketing prices. This crisis serves as a stark reminder of how vulnerable global trade has become. Supply chains are stretched thin, and a single disruption can send shockwaves across markets. Businesses must rethink their strategies, diversifying routes and strengthening logistical resilience. The Panama Canal may be the most pressing concern today, but the same vulnerabilities apply to other major waterways like the Suez Canal and the Strait of Malacca. The future of the Panama Canal. As global trade continues to evolve, so too must the Panama Canal. Water shortages, seismic risks, and foreign influence all pose significant challenges. Advanced engineering solutions, sustainable water management, and diplomatic negotiations will be critical in ensuring its long-term success. The canal's importance extends far beyond its locks and waterways. It is a symbol of economic power and geopolitical strategy. As China and the U.S. navigate their competing interests in Panama, the world watches closely, recognizing that the future of this vital trade artery could reshape international relations. What do you think? Should the U.S. take a more active role in safeguarding the Panama Canal, or is Panama's sovereignty the ultimate priority? Share your thoughts.